Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for another video. So in today's video we are going to be decorating the new Tinkerbell house that we got in the premium shop this week with the update. Now I did do this build on my live stream when I did my Stitch Stream Snap, so if you kind of want to see my actual thought process while I was building and chatting to stream, do head on over to the live to see it. But this is obviously going to be a very condensed video of me kind of talking about the main points that I was doing and why I chose to kind of decorate it in this way. I wanted to put it down here in the glade because I felt like it was the perfect biome for a kind of Tinkerbell fairycore area, and I did already have a fairycore area down here, so I knew it would tie in really well and I was very excited to decorate it. So let's get started. So to start off in here, I did decide to put it in this lower section where there is the pond, just because this is such an awkward section to fit other houses in, as it's quite small and the footprint for most houses in the game we have are really quite big in comparison to the space here. Whereas when we got this house, I realized it was perfect because it is a really small footprint, plus you can walk underneath it as it is like an archway shape, and obviously put paths underneath it. So I knew this would be a perfect house to have down here, not to mention the fact that, as I said, the kind of Tinkerbell fairy kind of style just fits so well in the glade anyway. So I put in the house and extended the pathway that I already had underneath it, and then I started placing out all the furniture I thought I might use. As I always do in majority of my builds, I kind of place everything out, figure out what I want to use in here before I start rearranging everything and figuring out where it's going to go. Now once I placed out everything, I started rearranging. As you can see, I did use some of the new glowing toadstools that are from Scrooge's store. So if you don't recognise these or you're not sure how to get them, they are from Scrooge's. They will just randomly pop up in his store and they are new for this update. They are a Lion King item, I'm pretty sure, so just keep an eye out for them. These are gorgeous, and I knew as soon as I got these in Scrooge's, these would be perfect in the glade, but also perfect for this kind of pixie themed build. I will probably add these around the rest of my glade at some point as well, because the area just fits it perfectly. But for now, I wanted to put a bunch around Tinkerbell's home and then figure out some of the lighting in here, as well as how I was going to rearrange other objects into this kind of structure that I already had built. Now for furniture in here, I did want to go quite minimalistic. I didn't want to use too much furniture, as I wanted to kind of let the natural bushes and trees and everything like that really build up the area and make it feel so forest-like, and use kind of those to make it seem very kind of mystical. So I did use the odd furniture pieces. I used the rustic water pump as well as some of the pumpkin vine lamps, and some other little seating areas before I went in with some trees. Now I did take the opportunity to use some of the brand new cherry blossom trees. These are absolutely gorgeous and I could not wait to use them in here. I feel like I probably will add these around my glade at some point and a lot of my other biomes, but for now I wanted to get them introduced into here, and they just work perfectly and they match really well with the ancient trees from the DLC. I do have these going throughout the rest of my glade because I just think they give off a really nice like mystical fairy look, and the combo of them with the pink trees just looks so nice. So I did go in with those and then started placing the other trees around that I had in the rest of the glade to kind of tie it all together and make it blend in very well, and then added some of the really small purple trees because these obviously have a slight glow to them and they just again give off a really nice mystical vibe, and it allowed me to kind of create a border of where I wanted this forested area to be before figuring out the structure of where everything else was going to go. Now once I got in with the trees, I added in a couple of rock spots. I really like using this one that is a forest one where it's got like some foliage as well as some like logs and rocks and everything. It's kind of like a combo of everything together. I feel like these just work beautifully in here and work really well in the glade in general. And once I kind of put in the main rock spots and bigger structures, I then started figuring out what other foliage I wanted to use. I wanted to use a combo of green and purple, and I've kind of done this throughout the glade anyway, so it was just tying everything together. But the bright greens as well as the darker glade of trust greens with a combination of a couple of the purple bushes just really linked everything together and gave it a really nice magical look. Now once I had put in the majority of the bushes, I then went in and added some of the meadow grass and the beach grass into this area around the pond just to make it look very overgrown and very rural, as well as adding in some of the Eternity Isle plants that are those kind of like nicer shapes and colours. So I used a lot of the pink ones as well as some of the small purple ones and a couple of others throughout. I just felt like these just again time really well with all the colours going on in here and make it seem very magical. And the final thing I did was I went in with some of the lampposts, but I went in with the ones with the pink bulbs in, and I tucked these behind all of the trees and kind of hid them away as best I could. And when you see me walk through this at sunset, you'll see that these just glow beautifully and give everything a really nice pink glow. And then I went in with some melted candles, my favourite, and dotted these in between all the trees and the bushes because I wanted them to look like kind of fairies hidden between the trees during the darker times of sunset and nighttime. And I just love how the melted candles give that effect, so I dotted as many of those as I could before finishing up. So this is the final build. I do go down from the peaceful meadow, and I did make it sunset just so you could see all the lights and colours in action. And as you can see, when we come in, we're introduced straight away to all the bright foliage. We've got the toadstools which actually glow, which is just another better thing even about these items. These are perfect in here. They glow this really beautiful pink and purple colour, which ties in well with the pink lamppost hidden between the trees. We've also got the pumpkin vine lamps giving it that nice warm glow, and then the melted candles hidden throughout to add these like dots of light in between everything. And now in here, I just feel like the two little seating areas just seem like the perfect place to hang out. I added some drinks and some food to the little barrel tables just to make them feel a lot more lived in. And then obviously as we get to the front of Tink's house itself, you can see we've got all of the foliage leading up to the archway of it, which you can obviously walk through. This house has a really nice pink and warm yellow glow from the hanging flower and the light in the middle, so it tied into the lights I used around the rest of the build. And then we just have the little exit out to the bridge path, and that is everything in the build. So here are some shots of how it looks at the end. As I said, I just love how this looks. I was so excited to get something that was definitely going to be able to be used to create a fairycore area, and this house is absolutely gorgeous. I love the fact you can walk underneath it. It is such a unique design, and I'm very happy it's got a spot in my valley, and I just love how it turned out. Let me know down below what you guys think of the build. Did you like this design of the Tinkerbell house? Did you pick this up yourself? Is it something you're a fan of, or did you give it a miss? For me, it was an instant purchase. I just love this style of home, and I'm very glad that I've decorated it all. Thank you to those of you who were in stream when I did this and were kind of giving me tips or kind of encouraging me along the way. I very much appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me complete it all. Make sure you subscribe and leave a like. All the likes help me out so much on the videos, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!